Chapter 5, Section 2 is rate of change and slope. And for rate of change, it would be the change in the y values over change in the x values. And our slope formula is y minus y, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And sometimes I think those subscripts get confusing. So sometimes I just say y minus y, x minus x. And the thing that makes this tough is you actually start with your second number on the top of the fraction. So we need to find the rate of change for each of these intervals. So I'm going to do $1.80 subtract $1.60 over 1987 subtract 1986. I did y minus y, x minus x, and that ends up being a change of 20 cents in 1 year. The next one, y minus y, x minus x, $1.81 subtract $1.80, 1989 subtract 1987, and that ends up being 1 cent over 2 years, or 1/2 a cent per year. The next one, I'm going to write up here, $1.94 subtract $1.81, 1992 subtract 1989. Alright, I think I need some help with my subtraction here. $1.94 subtract $1.81 is 13 cents. And from 92 to 89 is 3 years. And if you divide that, that ends up being 0.043 repeating cents per year. And then the last one, $1.78 minus $1.94, 1997 subtract 1992, $1.78 subtract $1.94, and this is a negative 16 cents. You'll notice the price went down over 5 years. So the price actually went down 0.032 cents per year. And as we look at those 4 things that we figured out, right here from 1986 to 1987, the cost of peanut butter increased the most, and it increased 20 cents per year. Number 2, table shows your bank balance, different days of the month, finding the rate of change, y minus y, x minus x. So $2.85 minus $5.50 over 6 minus 1. So that was negative $265 over 5 days. That is an average of spending $53 per day. The next one, 210 minus 285 over 16 minus 10. that would be a negative $75 over 6 days, and that would be negative $12.50 per day. The next one, 210 minus 210, 22 minus 16. So for those 6 days, there was no change. And I'm running out of room down here. 175 minus 210, 30 minus 22. That would be $35 spent over 8 days. And that is negative $4.38 per day. And the next question says, during which time interval did the balance decrease at the greatest rate? Right here at the beginning of the month, from day 1 to day 6, they spent $53 per day. Rate of change, or slope, is rate of change. So all of those things that we just calculated are slope, and your formula is y minus y over x minus x. Slope can be positive, slope can be negative, if a line goes right straight across, your slope is 0. And if a line goes straight up and down, your slope is undefined. Positive, it goes up. Negative, it goes down. 0, it's straight across. And straight up and down, it's undefined. At the top of the next page, we just need to describe these slopes. Straight up and down, that slope is undefined. Downhill is negative slope. Uphill is positive slope. And right straight across is 0 slope. Again, our slope formula, y2 minus y1, or x2 minus x1. And if you prefer, y minus y over x minus x. In the next example, you are asked to find the slope. You can pick either point to start with, doesn't matter which one. Whichever y value you start with, you have to start with the same x. So 2 minus negative 2, negative 1 minus 4. That becomes 4 over negative 5. And you can write that as negative 4/5. Number 8, negative 2 minus a negative 2 over negative 2 minus 7. If you zip zap that, you get 0 over negative 9. So the slope of that line is 0. Number 9, 7 minus negative 3. 6 minus 6 would be 10 over 0, which is undefined. Number 10, looks like we can pick any 2 points here. I'm going to pick these first two. I'm going to do 0 minus 3, 0 minus a negative 2. That will become a negative 3 over 2. So your slope is negative 3/2. Number 11, 2 minus a negative 2, 0 minus a negative 2. That becomes 4 over 2, which is 2. And number 12, 8 minus 8, negative 4 minus 3 will be 0 over negative 7, which is a slope of 0. Number 13, the graph shows the average electricity cost in dollars for operating a refrigerator. So we would have 24 minus 12 over 4 minus 2. And if you subtract, you get 12 over 2, which is 6. And what that tells you is that it costs you $6 per month to operate your refrigerator. Point slope form is new for us, and point slope form is y minus y equals m times x minus x, and I like to put stars by these second ones. Y minus y star equals m times x minus x star, and that star reminds me of where I put the numbers. And the great thing about this form is all you need to do is put the numbers in here. M is going to go in for M, X is going to go in for X, and Y is going to go in for Y. So these numbers are both positive, so we can do Y minus 1. The M value is 2, and then X minus 1/2. Notice these were both positive and these are both subtract. They always have to be the opposite. Number 15, this is your X, this is your Y. Since the Y is negative, that will become y plus 4 equals, not 3, slope is 0, equals 0 times x minus 3, and you can just leave it that way. Number 16 is a little tricky. Now we need to add a step. First we need to do our slope, and if you want to write a reminder, slope is y minus y over x minus x. So we will have 2 minus a negative 4 over 3 minus 1, which becomes 6 over 2, which is 3. And for those, we can pick either point. I'm going to pick this one. And you will have y minus 2 equals 3 times x minus 3. 17, same thing, we have to get our slope. 7 minus 5 over 4 minus 0. That becomes 2 over 4, which is 1/2. You can pick either point, and I'm going to pick the first one for no particular reason. And that will become y minus 7 equals 1/2 times x minus 4. Number 18, 3 minus negative 1 over 4 minus 4 becomes 4 over 0. And this slope right here is undefined. That means our line is straight up and down. And if you look right there, see how both of those x's are 4? The equation of that line is x equals 4. X equals any number is a straight up and down line. Number 19, finding the slope. 5 minus 5 over 0 minus negative 8 becomes 0 over 8. So your slope is 0. And in this one, you'll notice the y's are both 5. So y equals 5. And anytime you have y equals, it's a horizontal line. And we have to remember, for graphing these, we're going to get a point and a slope. Remember how we did the opposite. These points were both positive. We did the opposite. So our point in this case, the x will be negative 4. The y will be 3. We did the opposite and the opposite. So we come over here to negative 4, 3. And this is our slope. Slope is rise over right. So you go up 1 and 2 to the right. And your line goes right through there. Number 21, getting our point. We have to do opposite. So our point will be 4, negative 2. Go over 4 and down 2. Our slope is 2/3. So from that point you go up 2 and 3 to the right, and your line is right there. 22, here's a reminder. Y equals is a horizontal line, and this is negative 4. So our line is going to go right across there. And as long as we're talking y equals, let's look at 24, which is x equals. X equals is a vertical line. So it's going to go right there. 23, grabbing our point, we have to do the opposite, which is negative 5, and the opposite, which is 1. So negative 5, 1. Your slope then is negative 2, down 2 and 1 to the right. And your line goes like that. And 25, we will have 2, 3. And our slope is 1/5. You go up 1 and 5 to the right. You're off your graph a little bit, and your line looks like that.